Agent Zero destroys OpenClaw. You are wasting hours doing things AI could handle for you right now. And I get it. There are so many tools out there. You try one, it breaks. You try another. It's too hard to set up. You end up back where you started, doing everything manually. That stops today. Because right now there are two free AI agents everyone is talking about, Agent Zero and OpenClaw, and I tested both of them so you don't have to waste your time figuring it out. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is worth your time, which one to skip, and why one of them is not what the hype makes it out to be. So first, what even is an AI agent? A regular AI like ChatGPT answers your questions. An AI agent actually goes and does things. It can browse the internet, run code, manage files, send emails, and complete multi-step tasks on its own without you clicking anything. Think of it like the difference between giving someone directions and having a driver who just takes you where you need to go. That is the power shift we are talking about here. Let me start with OpenClaw because it is the one everyone is buzzing about right now. And I want to be real with you about what you are actually getting. OpenClaw, which was originally called Claudebot, then Mbot, then finally OpenClaw, was built by an Austrian developer named Peter Steinberger. He released it in November 2025 as a small side project. Then in late January 2026, it exploded. It hit over 100,000 GitHub stars in under a week. Some people are saying it is one of the fastest growing open source projects in GitHub history. The hype is real. But let me tell you what you actually need to know. OpenClaw runs locally on your machine. You communicate with it through messaging apps you already use like WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, or Slack. You text it a task, it goes and does it, browse the web, manage your calendar, summarize emails, run commands. It can even do things proactively on a schedule through what it calls a heartbeat system, checking in on tasks automatically without you having to prompt it every time. On paper, that sounds incredible. And here's where it gets interesting because I need to talk about the setup reality that a lot of the hype is glossing over. To run OpenClaw, you need Node.js version 22 or higher. You need to be comfortable using the terminal and command line. One of OpenClaw's own maintainers literally said on their Discord that if you cannot understand how to run a command line, this project is far too dangerous for you to use safely. That is a direct quote from the team. So if you are not technical, this one is not for you right now. And the security piece is something I cannot skip. Cisco's AI security research team tested a third-party OpenClaw skill and found it performed data exfiltration and prompt injection without the user knowing. That means it was pulling data and taking instructions from outside sources without telling you. On top of that, OpenClaw requires broad access to your device, email, calendar, files, messaging, platforms. If anything goes wrong or gets misconfigured, your data is exposed. I am not saying do not use it. I am saying know what you are getting into. A platformer review praised OpenClaw's flexibility and open source licensing, but flagged that its complexity and security risks limit its suitability for casual users. Some AI experts have also called it overhyped, citing the complex installation and high computational demands. The experience is inconsistent depending on your setup, and that is a real problem when you are trying to build reliable workflows. And this is actually a good time for me to mention something. Let me tell you about Agent Zero, and stay with me because this is where things get really interesting. Agent Zero is also free and open source, but the way it works is completely different. It runs inside a Docker container, which is basically its own isolated virtual Linux computer. It does not live on your messaging apps. It has a clean web interface you interact with directly. And here is the key thing that sets it apart from almost everything else in this space. Agent Zero can spawn other agents. You give it a complex task and it creates a team of specialized sub-agents that each handle a piece of that task simultaneously. Like having a project manager who knows when to delegate and to whom. That is real autonomy. It also has a hybrid memory system powered by something called face vector search. In simple terms, it remembers things across conversations, facts, solutions. It has already worked out, adjustments it has made based on how you work. You do not have to keep repeating yourself. And for anyone who has used AI tools and had to re-explain the same context every single session, you know how big a deal this is. Agent Zero supports multiple AI models out of the box, OpenAI, Anthropic, Grok, OpenRouter, and even local models through Llama if you want to run everything privately on your own hardware with zero API costs. You are not locked into one provider. It also has a private built-in search engine called CRXNG, which means it can browse the web without going through any corporate search platform that tracks your queries. For anyone working on sensitive projects, that matters. When you give it a complex task, it works through it methodically. It self-corrects. If something breaks, It identifies the problem and tries another approach without you having to babysit it. It also supports Model Context Protocol, or MCP, which allows it to connect to external tools and data pipelines in a standardized way. The architecture here is more mature than most things in this space right now. All right, so which one do you actually pick? Here is the honest answer. If you are a developer or technical user who wants to control your AI through messaging apps you already use, OpenClaw is genuinely exciting. 100 plus pre-configured skills in the Claw Hub registry. It works on Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. The community is growing fast, but the setup complexity and security risks are real. And you need to go in knowing that if you want a more reliable autonomous agent that you can actually get productive with faster and you are comfortable with Docker, Agent Zero is the stronger choice. The Docker environment means fewer setup variables and more consistent behavior across sessions. OpenClaw's local first approach gives you more flexibility, but that flexibility also means more things that can go wrong. Now, where does this space go from here? Both of these tools are evolving fast. OpenClaw's creator announced he is joining OpenAI, which could mean the project moves in a very different direction. The open source community will likely fork it and continue, but the roadmap is uncertain. Agent Zero continues to develop as a community-backed project with a focused vision around autonomous self-hosted AI. Keep watching both, Mott. But right now, if you need reliability and you are ready to build real workflows, Agent Zero is the one I would start with. The most important thing you can do is not pick the perfect tool on day one. It is to start experimenting. Set up one of these, give it a real task you currently do manually, see what happens. That hands-on experience will teach you more than any comparison video. If you are looking to go deeper on AI agents and actually implement them in your work,